This is things that bikers do to piss us off. My name's Jamie.
My name's Scott.
And this is Motorbike Madness. So, Scott, what's the number one thing? Actually, we'll do it at the back to front. We'll do 5 things each. So what's your number 5 thing that pisses you off about bikers in this day and age?
Number 5 thing that pisses me off about bikers in this day and age, when they walk around with their crash helmet sat on top of their head like an idiot.
So, yeah, this is very close to my number 5, actually. My number 5 is to do with helmets as well. And every time I see that, I just hope that it falls off.
Yeah, me too. It's just one of those things, you know. You're off your bike. Don't be lazy. Carry your helmet or lock it to your bike. Don't wear it on your head like a dickhead, because once it falls and it hits the floor, it's knackered. You're done.
I think we've got to start by saying, before we go through any further of these, is they're only our opinions. You know, if you do this, we still think you're a twat, but it doesn't necessarily mean you're a twat. Anyway, I totally agree with you. It annoys me, and it's just like, you spent a lot of money. I mean, some of the helmets these days are £400 or £500.
Yeah, and more if you know.
One donk on the floor, I wouldn't put that back on my head, but it makes me think, will those idiots put it back on their heads?
Of course they will, because they're walking around your town or, you know, out with their mates, acting the goat. It falls on the floor. They've got to get home, haven't they?
Fucking absolutely unbelievable. So my number 5 is people that leave their helmets upside down.
Yeah.
So what I mean by that is, this is upright.
Yeah.
That's upside down.
Yeah.
And they leave it on the side.
Yeah.
And now I don't know if this is my military training, because we always got told, never leave your helmet upside down because shit will fall in it. You put it on your head and you look like a twat. But why? It's what you're scratching your helmet.
Yeah.
And you see it, like you say, you go walking up and down the street, high street, you'll see a guy sat down eating a fucking sausage roll from Greg's with his helmet the wrong way up.
Yeah.
It fucking grips my shit.
Yeah. So, again, my number 4, people that sit on their crash helmets.
I've never seen that. Sit on the crash helmets.
Yeah. Pull up somewhere, go and have a cup of tea, walk away from the bike, put the crash helmet on the floor, sit on it.
Why would you want to? What, you're laying an egg?
Don't know, mate, but yeah, annoys the fuck out of me. Must be the most uncomfortable thing in the world. Sit on the grass, find somewhere to sit down. Don't sit on your crash helmet.
I mean, you're just asking to break it, surely.
Well, you'd like to think so, but hey ho, people do it. People do it all the time. I've seen it so many times.
Jesus Christ. I mean, getting away from clothing, I think I'm going to stick with that one, actually. Number 4 would be the people that they're riding, but not fully clothed. Now, I'm going to take this back a notch, and I'm going to say not fully clothed as in, today was a hot day. The amount of people I saw riding around with no gloves on was insane. The people I saw just riding around in a T-shirt was insane. But then they're riding around in T-shirts with gloves on. Now, this is a bit that confuses me. Why are you suddenly caring about your hands, but don't give a fuck about the rest of your body?
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's just like, I saw a guy the other day in London riding a moped with flip-flops. Flip-flops.
Yeah.
Now,
absolutely crazy.
Number 1, I'm pretty sure that's illegal. I'm pretty sure
it's against the law to drive a car in flip-flops.
Surely you're not allowed to ride a bike. Imagine pulling up to a set of lights and you know that little bit that sits between your big toe snaps and your foot goes.
Yeah. And you're off,
yeah. Now, you know, this is only England. I understand in other countries such as India, you see photos of people with whole families on a scooter. But I
Yeah.
still don't agree with that.
Yeah.
I've never seen it except from a photograph. You see them driving around with their fucking wood foot. They're going to the local builders merchant. They've got fucking planks going for it.
Yeah. Little Patel sat in the front.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely crazy.
Oh
Yeah.
man, absolutely, it boggles my mind. It really does. But what's your number 3? What pisses you off?
My number 3, people that carry pillion passengers without the proper clothing. Right, you want to take your life in your own hands. You know, don't subject your pillion passenger to it. All right, you know better. You hold a bike license. You know what it's going to hurt. You know, don't let somebody on the back of your bike without proper protection. If you've got no respect for yourself, at least have some respect for your pillion passenger.
It's so true. I mean, the way I look at it, anyone that gets on the back of my bike is, I look at it as I'm carrying my own daughter.
Yeah.
You know, would I let my daughter on the back of the bike like this? If the answer is no, they're not getting on the back. And if they kick up a fuss, oh, I haven't got these clothes, I haven't got that hat, I haven't got these gloves. And if I don't have a spare set, you're not getting on.
No, ain't got the kit, don't get on the bike.
It's going back to the age-old saying, isn't it? You dress for the slide, not the ride.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Absolutely. And like I said, if you've got no respect for yourself, at least have some respect for your pillion passenger.
I must admit, 99% of the rides I've ever done in my life has been incident-free, not needed any of it. But there has been that one.
Yeah. And there potentially there always is that one.
Yeah, exactly. And then in the future, there could be another one.
Yeah.
You know, and you could go out 2 days back to back and it could be disastrous. All you need is that one little spillage of oil or diesel on the roundabout. Poof, gone.
Yeah. Or that guy that doesn't see you.
Yeah, you're not in a car anymore. You haven't got 4 wheels to protect you in a massive tin can.
No.
Your tin can is whatever you decide to put on you.
Yeah, whatever you get up and decide, you know what, I'm going out in shorts and a t-shirt today and some flip-flops.
Fucking right. Fucking right. Absolutely boggles. If you want to stay cool and you really are bothered about it, take your fucking car with air conditioning.
Absolutely.
Don't get on a bike and chew away half your skin on a bloody cheese grater because little old Doris has pulled out because she didn't see you. Because she's not going to be driving because she's 95 years old and she's just escaped from the mental institution. Sorry, Doris. But
how do you know my aunt?
Oh, you know, we've had a wonderful evening together. I had to drop her off last night. Yeah, Helen caught us. But so my number 3. It's difficult now. We're getting close. I'm going to say. And this is mainly London, you get a lot of this, and it's delivery drivers on mopeds. Now, there's a lot of you out there that are totally fine. Don't get me wrong. Oh, sorry, hit my microphone. There's a lot of you out there that are totally fine. And I respect that. You're doing a job. You've got to get there quick. The quicker you get there, the more you get paid. But is that job and that couple of quid worth your life?
No, it's not. It's never worth your life. No job's worth your life.
Now, I've seen some horrendous riding from... Why? It's just, you'll see them, they'll be on the corner and we'll be in whatever vehicle we're in, and you're like, you've got no chance, you're on a 50cc moped, but they're gone. They're trying to get out in front of you. You're slamming on, you're like, why?
Yeah, because they're lunatics, mate. They've got no road sense.
Now, I understand times are hard, and I understand you need money to survive.
But when you're dead, you can't earn it.
It's not. It's what's the point? And it's just, I don't. It pisses me off, but it pisses me off because I'm empathizing, and I'm sort of like, I want to know why. So if you're out there and you're one of these fucking idiots that nearly slam into the side of me on a daily fucking basis,
think about what you do.
Yeah, and let me know why you're doing it.
Yeah.
Is there an actual reason you want to unalive yourself? Why? Just why?
Yeah. Once that switch goes off, that's it. There's no coming back.
I think that what they're also forgetting is they're on two wheels. The general public encapsulates everyone on two wheels in the same fucking bag.
Yeah.
And you're not just giving yourself a bad name of, oh, delivery driver, look at that. You're also giving the rest of the whole
biker community
a bad name, because they look at us, like they're looking at you and go, well, he had two wheels. Yeah. They don't get it. They don't get that you're in it for a job. They're just seeing how much danger you're putting yourself in and other people. I saw one the other day riding along the side of the pavement because it was a traffic jam.
What a fucking bellend.
I'm like, really? Yeah, it was a tight road. So the reason he done it is because he couldn't go up the middle.
There's no excuse.
No excuse. There could have been a little kid on a scooter or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no excuse.
No,
bang out of order.
Go on, number two. What's your number two?
Brings me on to my number two. Very, very close to what you've just been talking about. Okay, so we're all taught to filter in traffic. The bell ends that come up filtering, and they think it's good to filter at 30 miles an hour plus. Really, really grates on my nerves. They come up there giving it the revs, and as soon as they have to, they're shaking their heads at somebody because they've had to slam on their brakes because they're filtering too fast. Filtering means taking it slowly, being careful, being aware of your surroundings, not banging up the lanes of queued traffic as fast as you can to beat everybody. It's all about being safe.
100%. 100%. We was on the phone today and there was that idiot, I think he was on an R1, another idiot wearing gloves, and he had a white wife beater vest on. We was at a standstill. There was lorries on one side, cars on the other, and he must have been doing 30 miles an hour between us. Now, I don't give two flying shits if you want to kill yourself. It's your prerogative, you know, crack on. Don't scar someone mentally for life.
Yeah.
Because that's what's going to happen. Yeah. You will crash into that little old, no, not even little old. You might crash into a brand new driver that's just passed their test.
It's not just that, is it? It's the vocational drivers as well that have got to then potentially lose their livelihood because they can't cope with somebody being an absolute complete and utter fool and killing themselves because they want to filter through the traffic at 30 plus miles an hour.
Oh, no, number one, that's illegal, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, and how are you going to stop?
You ain't.
Imagine some guy, you're at a traffic and he's like, oh, right, Steve, I'll save you a bit of hassle, I'll get out here.
Yeah.
Wangs open the fucking door, doesn't expect little old Johnny on his R1 doing 30 miles an hour down the middle of two sets. Boof, gone.
Gone, finished. Yeah.
Gone.
Yeah.
And then there you go. You're a burden to the society. You got all the ambulances, the roads closed. Your family's going to be going, oh, why is he dead?
Yeah.
No offense, because he was a twat.
Yeah. And the guy that's opened the door's got to live with that for the rest of his life.
Exactly that. Exactly that.
Just remember, people, it's all about safety. You know, we all ride, we all do it. We're all a little bit reckless at times, but think about what you're doing. I like
to honestly think, and the way I go out on the bike is I say to myself, I want to be able to ride again. Yeah. I don't want to just do this one ride. I want to be able to ride again tomorrow, ride again next weekend. You know, eventually teach my kids how to ride and all that good stuff. But if you're trying that hard to unalive yourself just for a couple of extra beats of your heart, you're going to stop it for the rest of it.
Yeah. And, you know, just remember, it's not just you, it's somebody else that's got to live with that as well.
Exactly. And it wasn't their choice to pull that throttle. It wasn't their choice to be there at that time while you were flinging it down there.
Absolutely. Go on. What's your number two?
My number two. Now, this is going to be controversial. Slightly. Mega loud exhausts. So, what do I mean by mega loud exhaust? Not only, this is very, what's the word for it when I've also done it and I'm complaining about it?
Hypocrite.
Yep, that's me. So, when I was 16, 17, I had an Aerox 50, little yellow thing. It was in Rossi colours. Didn't like Rossi, Casey Stoner fan. Anyway, Dad bought it for me. I'm not going to say no. And what did little old dickhead here think it'd do? Put a racing can on a 50cc. Sounded like a bumblebee stuck in a tin can, but God, was it loud. It is, in my eyes, there's a limit for it being a nice sound to obnoxiously loud. Now, I love, like I was saying to you earlier, a Screaming Eagles on a Harley Davidson, beautiful. Acupovic exhaust, beautiful. But then when you get the people making literal straight throughs, and you're like, why?
Just for the older generation, that would have been like a cherry bomb on a car.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah. Why? I don't understand it. I understand it if you're a race bike out on a track and that's giving you that extra 0.2 brake horsepower. But why on the street? You're pulling attention to yourself. Yeah. That type of person already is probably tricked out their bike to fuck. He probably doesn't do the speed limit. And then he's basically going, hello, policeman. I'm here. I'm here. Yeah. I'm over here. Look, I'm here. Yeah. Now, there is, like we've explained on a previous episode, a reason to have a loud exhaust, and that's to alert some people that you are here. And, whoa, I'm here. You can hear me. Oh, look, now you can see me. Brilliant. That's job done. Yeah.
But there is a sensible limit to go to.
When you're, little old Doris that lost her hearing back in the war because a bomb fell next to her, suddenly he's able to hear pitch perfect you coming past. Too loud.
Yeah, too loud.
I'm picking on Doris tonight. I'm really sorry, Doris. She sat in her armchair watching this going, he's a fucking prick, that guy.
Do you know what? My fucking phone is going mental with messages from Doris.
I'm sorry, Doris. We've just fallen out of love, So are we up number one?
Number one.
Number one.
Okay, so here we go. The fucking bellend that thinks it's good idea to come down a motorway slip road and pop a fucking wheelie as he joins the traffic.
We've all wanted to see him fail, isn't it? And it's not just out of jealousy.
No, it's not just out of jealousy. It is just because it is plain stupidity. Everybody knows that, yeah, it's good fun to pop a wheelie, but there's a time and a place, and a busy motorway is not that time and place, right? Anything goes wrong, again, not just you, it's everybody around you. The car behind you, the cars alongside you, everybody, Why? Why would you do it?
100%. It's, like you said, there's a time and a place for absolutely everything. Now, is it, you could sort of mold this on to people getting their knee down going around roundabouts. If you're doing that on the public highway, you're taking that roundabout too fast.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're putting your knee on the floor to get round there faster.
Yeah.
Do you really need to get around it that fast?
No.
Now, I love getting my knee down, don't get me wrong, and I'm definitely haven't done it on public roads. But where you want to be able to do that stuff and get your heart racing, there's these things called, and I'm sorry, but it's going to blow your mind. It's called a track day.
Yep.
Ever heard of them?
Yeah. Safe places to do them. No potholes, no gravel.
Oh,
the tracks are looked after.
Exactly.
No danger to yourself or anybody else around you.
Fucking Steve hasn't lost a fucking scaff pole off the back of his lorry.
No. Fucking old Billy Big Balls hasn't gone and topped up his diesel tank, bringed it so he can get those extra miles, and it's slopping out of the diesel tank and putting a little patch on the road.
Exactly. I mean, there is, not only is it obnoxiousness, it is another thing to go, look at me. He's probably the guy with a loud exhaust.
Yeah.
He's probably the guy that sat on his helmet when he went for a cup of tea.
He's probably the guy that hasn't got a full fucking bike license, that's just doing it for a fucking jolly.
Yeah.
And we all know that in the bike community, there is people out there that haven't bothered to, take the bike test, and they're just doing it for the thrill. You know, is it worth it? No, it's not.
No. And I think your number one sort of rolls into my number one, and I think it rolls into sort of your number two as well. But my number one has got to be idiots that pull stupid speeds on motorways at busy times, just any time. Now I'm an advocate of going onto a racetrack and seeing how fast you can get around. I'll never speed on a public road. But we've all done it.
I was going to say, I'd like to say I haven't.
Well, points make prizes, don't they?
Yeah.
Normally a prize of a magic trick, Taratia license.
Yeah.
But
I'm known by a colleague of mine as 809.
Why 809?
£800 fine, 9 points.
But we all want to do it. We all want to see if our bike, top end our bikes. We all want to jump on a booster and go 200 miles an hour down the road. We all want that thrill.
No, to be fair, I lost my bottle at 155.
Oh, really?
Yeah. When I looked down and went, fuck, that's 155. That's my livelihood out the window.
It's when the vision goes from being out here to oh shit.
It's when that it's also when that car is so far in the distance, and then all of a sudden, blink of an eye, you're right on top of it, and it's like, wow.
But this is my point. No one is trained for this type of speed.
Yeah,
and like we just said, potholes. Like we just said, stones. Steve dropping his bloody scaff bar. There is a trillion things that could go wrong.
Yeah.
But I think all of us have been sat there poodling down the M25 or down the M40 or whatever, and a bike's just going, Phoom!
Yeah.
And you're like, well, I'm doing 70. God knows what speed he's doing.
He's doing it.
And it's the biggest thing that pisses me off. They do it at busy times.
Yeah. Not when it's quiet, which isn't an excuse. Doing it when it's quiet, it still should be a no-no. You should still have a little bit of sense, but it's a lot safer for the general public because there's less chance of you ruining their life as well as their own.
If you want to do speeds, there's places for it.
Yeah. I don't know if you've ever hit a badger in your car.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And
so the mess they make of your car. Imagine the mess they'll make of you if you hit them on a bike.
We've all hit a bumblebee. Have you had a bumblebee at you when you're trundling down at 70 miles an hour?
Do you know what? About 10 years ago, I lived up in Lincolnshire. I'd done a night shift. I was riding home on my bike. Wasn't particularly fast because I was tired, going through some country lanes. And in the peripheral vision, I'd seen the owl in the tree. I was doing about 30 miles an hour down a country lane, and I've seen it swoop down, and I ducked, thought I'd got under it, and all I felt was the thump on my helmet. Gave me the wobbles, nearly knocked me off. That was an owl at 30 miles an hour, just clipping my helmet.
I had a bee at 70 and it felt like a gunshot wound.
Yeah.
And it was still in my levers when I stopped.
Yeah.
I had a bruise like that. The poor little bugger was decimated, but
yeah, the last thing that went through his fucking head was his arse.
So, people, that is our top 5 each of things that bikers do that really piss us off. Now, we know that you guys are going to have some fucking corkers.
Yeah, feel free. Give us some feedback. If you
let us know what they are. What pisses you off? We want to know what fucks you off.
Yeah. If you think we're wrong, let us know. If you're one of these people that we've mentioned,
argue with us.
Yeah, come and say something. We're all up for it. We don't care. No. Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
You piss me off.
Yeah.
I've got the right to my opinion.
Absolutely, yeah.
But guys, this has been me, Jamie.
Me, Scott.
And this has been Motorbike Madness. Thank you for watching. Toodles.
Yeah. Take care, guys. Be safe.